The indices are rocketing, the flight to safeties are super weak, the euro has fell off its perch, and what are we going to do with the US dollar? Well, let's take a look because it's time for the weekly forecast. Welcome to Simply Forex, the channel that gives you in-depth market analysis, trade ideas, tips and advice so you too can succeed at trading. And if you stay till the end of the vid, guys, I'm also going to give you all of my swing trades for this week. If that sounds like a plan, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and please smash the like button. We're going to look at this weakness in the flight to safeties. We're also going to look at how we can trade the US dollar, right? We're seeing the euro fall off its perch. And also, I want you to understand this dynamic between Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar and the flight to safeties, right? And I'm going to explain all of these things. But first of all, let's start with the US dollar. So first of all, guys, we like the US dollar against the flight to safety. So against yen, against Swiss franc, and against gold, right? Because they are weak because the indices have been flying, right? So if we start with US dollar yen, right? And again, this was a trade last week and it continues to be a trade this week, right? So we're at this key weekly support level. And ever since we've hit this level, just look at these two weekly candles, right? That is complete and utter buying pressure. Like I say, helped by the fact that indices are rocketing, flight to safeties are weak, and we think this US dollar yen still has some more room up to this next piece of resistance here. So this 146.50 level would be a good target. I actually prefer US dollar yen over US dollar Swiss franc, but it's the same story here, guys, right? We're super overextended. We know how weak the dollar has been. And at some point, it has to have a rebound, right? And this is what we're seeing, right? A US dollar rebound. Now, if we look at this candle and the following week's candle, right, that's still buying pressure. So I think we still have a bit more room, potentially up to this 0.84 thousand, if not further. But you can see we're at resistance already, which is why I prefer US dollar yen. But even though it is at resistance, we still think this has some room to the upside. And then the other flight to safety we want to look at is gold. Right now, gold, as we know, was the strongest thing in the universe, right? It was stronger than carbon. Don't know if that's the strongest thing, but you get the idea, right? But, you know, and guys, these are weekly charts, right? Because these are swing trades, okay? But gold, as you can see, again, just look at these two candles. Right, that suggests we have some room back down to here. And unlike US dollar Swiss franc, this does have some room. So our target, let's put a line in, our target will be back down to this level here. All right, so we're selling gold. And if you look at gold as well, guys, if we look on the day chart, you can also see we've had the break of that key level, right? That was holding, and now we've broken that level. So I think there's still some more room to the downside there. So that's US dollar against the weak flight to safeties. Now, interestingly here, guys, right? If I show you Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? And we go to the weekly chart. Now, interestingly, we have had a weekly candle where the body of the candle broke that candle and has therefore broken this level of resistance that was holding for forever, right? Now, Aussie dollar, US dollar is the only pair that I would trade against the US dollar, but everything's telling me US dollar strength. So this leads me to explain the risk off environment involving Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, and the flight to safeties. Now, it's important that you understand this, guys, right? So when we are in a risk on environment, right, people will invest in more riskier investments, and that is considered stocks, right? They're a riskier investment, okay? So that's a risk on. And when we see the indices flying, rocketing up, which they are, that is a risk-on environment. And what happens in a risk-on environment is Aussie dollar, right, and to an extent New Zealand dollar become strong, right? And we've seen that overall this week. There was a couple of days that it looked weak, but on the whole, this week, Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar have been strong because of that. And when we're in a risk-on environment and and the indices are flying, right? Yen, Swiss franc, gold all become weak, which is what I've just shown you, okay? So it's very important that you understand that dynamic, okay? Now, with that understanding, you would think Aussie dollar yen, right, for example, would be a very good buy trade, okay? Now, let's take a look at Aussie dollar yen, okay? Now, it is rocketing, right? This is the weekly chart, right? Buyers, 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 buyers. And just look at that candle, right? That goes to show that dynamic that I just explained, right? But there's still no trade here because what's happening, you'd be buying into resistance. There's not much room in here. You've got the moving average 20 coming round. I think looking at that weekly candle, it still will push up a little bit higher, right? But I just don't want to be pushing into this resistance. And that's the problem we have with a lot of the flight to safeties. Let's have a look at another one, Euro Yen, right? Again, look at all of this buying pressure, right? But it is into resistance. So although we're seeing this weakness in the flight to safeties, it doesn't always translate into actual trades for these reasons, right? There's no value in a lot of them. I mean, if we look at a Swiss franc pair, like pound Swiss franc, right? It's literally at this resistance level, right? There's no room for it. We know Swiss franc's weak, but we can't buy that. All right. So, but yeah, just really it's really important that you understand that dynamic. Risk on, Aussie dollar is strong and New Zealand dollar to an extent, and flight to safeties are weak, but it hasn't translated into trades. Let's focus on a couple more US dollar pairs that I like. And these are against trend, sorry. So Euro US dollar, right? We were super overextended up here. We got a nice big bearish weekly candle, right? This big wick followed by another bearish weekly candle, right? So this suggests we have more room to the downside. And because this is against trend, I'm just going to take it down to this next piece of support here and this 1.1200 level. All right, so Euro US dollar is a sell trade. Same with pound, and we'll go back to look at more euro pairs actually, because that's falling off its perch, the old euro. Same with pound US dollar, right? We had this super weak US dollar with a super strong pound. Same with the euro. But now look, right? Sellers are well and truly coming into this market, right? And it's no coincidence, guys. This is a key weekly resistance level. I've been telling you guys sellers are coming in here, and they have, right? It's a selling level. But again, it is against trend. So because of that, I'm just looking to take price back down to this next piece of support here in this 1.3200 level. All right, so pound US dollar is a sell trade as well. So that's all the US dollar pairs that I'm looking at. And guys, let's have a look at the euro now, because the euro is really falling off its perch. And before we do, if I could please ask everyone to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Also, guys, please come join our trading community, right? We've got the free Discord channel. So come join it. And if you do, guys, right now, just by joining our free community, we are giving you 50% off our Simply Forex complete trading course. right? So take advantage of that today. Also, guys, if you want access to all of our premium trading education, then please go check out our website, www.simply-forex.com. On there, you've got the Simply Forex course that I just mentioned. You've got the mentorship program where I coach you one-on-one, and you've got the VIP Trading Academy as well. So go check all of that out, guys. Also, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my trade ideas. Also, leave a comment if you need help with anything to do with trading. All right, we can even create a video or a tutorial from your questions. So leave a comment below, and all the information's below as well. Right, let's look at this euro. Right, so let's start with euro Aussie dollar, because as I explained, risk on environment has led to strong Aussie dollar. Right, and euro Aussie dollar is no exception, and we're seeing euro weakness. So euro Aussie dollar has translated into a good trade. I'm going to put my target in here, right? 1.7400. Okay. Boom. Close enough. There we go. Right. So again, we know the euro was on a tear, right? It was super strong. It became very overextended. And ever since then, we've had bearish-ish candles, right? We've had top wicks, bottom wicks, top wicks, bottom wicks, top wicks, bottom wicks, right? Not super bearish, but red candles. But then, like I say, risk on environment, Aussie dollar is strong. Look at that weekly candle. And all we're trying to do, guys, is take it back down to the next piece of support, right? And we have conservative targets because this is actually against weekly trend. So we're just going to take it down to this 1.7400 level. I know it says 7411, but I wasn't accurate enough with my line. But you get the idea, right? Just down to this piece of support. It could come lower, guys, right? We can leave some profit to run. And if you look at the day chart as well, guys, right? Yeah, it was this level through here. In fact, we can even put a grey zone in here. So price was holding on to this level through here, right, 4 days. Yeah, it just kept holding on to it. And then bang, on Friday, we finally had that break. All right, so a little retrace into here, take price back down to here, if not further. All right, so euro Aussie dollar strength, euro weakness. I also like euro CAD, which is euro weakness as well. While we're on the day chart, let's take a look, because you can see we was in this uptrend and now we've broke, right? We've broken these lows. We are now in a daily downtrend, and look at these bearish candles, right? All I'll be looking to do again is take it back down to this 5400 level, back down to here. If we go to the weekly chart as well, you can see we've had these big bearish candles, right, at a key weekly support level. If I scroll left, you can see this is a key weekly resistance level. And again, we are against trend, right? It is important to point that out on the weekly. So we're just trying to come back down to these next piece of support and these last lows. So euro Canadian dollar sell. And also, guys, take a look at monthly charts, because the monthly candle literally finished this week, right? This is giving you good information, right? Look, monthly level, look at those candles at the monthly level. That supports the idea. So take a look at those monthly charts, guys, once you're at the end of the month, right? And you've got a fresh monthly candle. It just gives you a bit more information to work with, right? Why wouldn't you want that? We love information. It makes me really interested down the pub when I talk about information. So euro Aussie dollar, euro Canadian dollar are my sell trades with the euro, and also Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, right? Again, this is the monthly chart, right? Because we're on the monthly chart, let's start here. But you can see this sort of all of this level through here, and we're getting this, you know, reasonably bullish wick, right? But if we look at the weekly chart, right, just check out that weekly candle. Look how strong the Aussie dollar is. Okay, more so than New Zealand dollar, obviously. So I would suggest we can buy this again, just back up to this area of resistance here. And this 1.09 thousand level would be a good level to aim for. All right, so we want to buy Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. I'm just looking at my little sheet of information. What else are we looking at, guys? Bitcoin. Let's have a quick look at Bitcoin. We all know this is just a buy trade, but I remember having this conversation during the week. So if we just follow weekly structure, right, we're completely and utterly in a weekly uptrend. We're getting nothing but bullish candles, right? And a good target would be back up to the 100,000, if not back up to these highs, right? This 104,000 level. Now, the problem with this is it's just, if we go to the day chart, when a market trades like that, it's very difficult to trade, right? When you have a chart that goes like this, it's easy to trade, right? It ends up at the same spot, right? Starts at the same spot, but that is very difficult to trade. This is easy. You just buy when it retraces, right? I always talk about this area of value. This is what that represents, areas of value. Now, that's the problem we have with Bitcoin. So for me, I would like to see a retrace potentially back into this area of support. Moving average 20 catches up. Then I think you've got a nice Bitcoin buy area in here. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that during the week as well. Guys, if you've enjoyed my weekly forecast, enjoyed my analysis, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Also, guys, remember to come join the free Discord channel. We'll give you 50% off coupon on our Simply Forex course, and go check out the website for all the premium trading education. All the information's below, and please leave a comment. All right, see you later, guys. See you during the week.